Hi there, a very good morning, good afternoon to all of you, depending on wherever you're watching me. This simply talks with another video, and this time this video corresponds to a power company that I'll discuss about, plus the markets. So let's get started. First of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation. People taking any position to any share that I talk about should there with their own due diligence and research, and I'm not in favor or against any company that I talk about. I'm not a member of the NSC and BSC, and that I'm not a portfolio advisor. Whatever discussions with respects to markets or investments I have is purely on the basis of my experience in the market over the last 12, 13 years. So whatever decisions with respect to investments you take, kindly do consult your financial advisor before doing that. Before I talk about the company and the markets, a small request to kindly support me on Patreon. And once you do that, help me grow the channel, help you also ask me questions, seek out answers in greater detail. Once you get the $10 membership, you'll have access to my portfolio, my watch list, and discussions on a number of companies and markets. Plus, you have the watch list is updated every month, and whatever changes I make to my portfolio, that is updated immediately, and whatever queries you have, it's there. Plus I am now bringing in a feature in which I am bringing to you a long-term pick uh, weekly, and that will be available on a weekly basis. Couple of long-term picks I have already put up on the Patreon website. And for WhatsApp member, you can be a member on the WhatsApp as well, in order to access everything that I put up on Patreon. The WhatsApp membership is an yearly membership. So this is the company I'm going to talk about, Tata Power, a large company, 130,000 crore market cap. So it is a large cap company, and since we have seen that in terms of valuation, Nifty is trading at much better valuations compared to mid cap or small cap. So I'm bringing you a large cap company from the power domain with the name of Tata in there, which has corrected around 20%, 25% from the top, and is looking attractive on the valuations front. So we'll discuss about this, but first let's discuss about the Nifty. So this is the Nifty chart on a 5-year basis. So this is a weekly chart. Now if you look at it closely, we are in the midweek again, so probably a couple of more days of trading left. uh, what we have seen is since 23rd of September week ended, uh, we have been falling. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. This is the eighth week of market relatively falling from the cliff. Is like that. From an RSI of 76, 77, now we have dipped to 43. On an intraday basis, we've gone to around 42 levels as well. Now, if we go back to March of 2023, the RSI was around 38, 39. So RSI was around 39. Today we are at 43, and I was observing intraday, and intraday we fell to around 41.8 or something. So the low made yesterday was around 23,350, and that is extremely close or perilously close to the 50-week moving average, which is around 23,200. So we are in for some sort of a relatively longer term bounce back. By longer term, I mean 2 weeks, 3 weeks bounce back into the market that might happen in December. So we might go down further from here for a week or so because of the escalating tensions again brewing between Russia and US, and things that are keeping people on the toes. But we may go down to 23,200, 23,000 levels uh, at worst in the next 8, 10 days, and then there could be a serious bounce back in December. And normally December is a very good month because of the fact that many fund managers try to end their books, yearly books, on a good note. So there is heavy buying compared to the full year by large institutional investors in India, so and globally as well. So we'll see how things pan out in December, but it looks like a decent rally is possible in December. The next 5, 7 trading days could be up and down, could be extremely volatile. We could go down another 2% on this, but things are looking much better because what happened yesterday. So this is the 1 day chart. that we were doing fine, and then eventually we fell. So over the last 5 days we tried to make a comeback. We made a comeback after 18th of November, but after a couple of days or one day of big move, eventually we got sold off. And normally first bounce back is sold off in a declining market, and that is exactly what has happened. And so now what is needed to be seen over the next 2 3 weeks is the next bounce back. Whenever that happens, what will happen then? I think there will be a better or a larger rally that we'll see. So in that respect, I bring to you one of the large, you can say, stock in the market, which is Tata Power. This is in the power domain. Most of you might be understanding as to what the company does, etc. But just to give you a snapshot, it is involved in the business of generation and transmission of power. Uh, so they have a huge power portfolio, 14,000 megawatt of power portfolio, in which around 9,880 megawatt of wind, 1,000 megawatt of thermal, and around 9,000 megawatt of you can say thermal, sorry, 1,000 megawatt of wind, and 880 megawatt of hydro is in there. And around waste heat recovery program, they have around 440 megawatt from there. In terms of distribution and installed capacity, we see here that most is in a solar domain, then wind is 7%. As I said, waste heat is around 3%. Hydro thermal is the biggest one with 62%. And even currently with a lot of talk on renewable energy, and the portfolio is increasing in the renewable space for Tata Power, but thermal takes the cake with around 60% of their revenue coming from there. Capacity utilization in the thermal domain is around 77%, which is in a slightly lower level compared to last few years, which was in excess of 80%, 82%. But I think it's going to pick up in the second half with more demand kicking in, etc. So that's another thing. They have presence across value chain. So from generation of power to renewables to transmission and distribution, everything is gets covered by the company. That is the holistic domain of the company, that it is into every space of power generation and distribution, etc. And in terms of revenue split, thermal contributes around 32%, renewables around 14%, transmission and distribution of power is around 54%. They have a decent global presence as well. So 130,000 crore market cap, PE of around 34, stock is trading at around 400 rupees. Again, I won't say that it is cheap or very attractive at the moment, because we have seen the stock trade at around 18-20 times. I would say it has become less expensive compared to what it used to be a year back or so. If I track this further, then we'll see that around 6 months back, it was trading at around 40-45 times, and about a year 2 years back it was trading at 50-55 times. So that has, you can say, cooled off a bit, but the numbers have not. So numbers are pretty good. 15,700 crores of sales this quarter versus 15,700 last time around, but profits have grown. So from 2,700, 2,770 crores, operating profit margins improving by 3 percentage point, and operating profit has gone to 30 to 70 crores. On the bottom line as well, things are looking much better. From 1230 crores, the profits have swelled to around 1770 crores. It's just this, the tax factor this time around was around 38% versus 17%, and that's why the net profit is a little bit down. Otherwise, the growth has been around 40% on the profit front, which is pretty decent. Uh, Balance sheet, very strong balance sheet with high reserves around 33,000 crores. In terms of cash from operating activities, that has increased substantially over the years, and that is looking good. So the strength of the balance sheet is in there, and it's big. So That's not an issue in terms of shareholding pattern as well. The promoters hold around 47%. There's been a little bit of selling by the FIIs. So from around 10% that they held last year, now they hold around 9.1%. In terms of DII holding, that has remained steady from 16% last year in December. It's around 16.6%, and public shareholding is steady around 27%. Uh, so overall, large investors are invested in here, FIIs, DIIs, everyone. The point is, when would these sectors perform? Because these sectors have performed over the last 1.5, 2 years, big time. From 22 onwards, things have been extremely rosy for infrastructure, real estate, power, etc. But this is the time to invest. Again, this is whatever stocks that I bring to you on my channel is on a basis of 3 to 5 years perspective, and on that front, Tata Power, in my opinion, or power companies, this whole sector altogether should do well over a 5 year period, 3 4 year period. There could be a lull for the next 6 8 months, but things would again pick up once the valuations become more attractive. So current price, I won't say that you just jump in and put in everything, but an SIP kind of a investment can be done over a 6 month period in this company, because the numbers will keep on improving. So from 350 to 400, if you look at the price level here, uh, I think it's around the 200 DMA, so reasonable, you can say, level from a long term point of view to get into the stock from here on in. And I won't be surprised if there is some sort of a rally in here, because Nifty stocks and large stocks, large mid caps and Nifty stocks should perform well in December. That's my understanding. That's what I feel. Again, do consult your financial advisor. But I believe that these levels of 380, 370 or so would again be pretty decent. So this was a video on Tata Power and the markets. Please like and subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so you can get my video straight away when I post it, and kindly support me on Patreon. Thanks a lot for watching.